Welcome students again into the 12th science chemistry class. We are learning the second chapter, that is the solutions. Into that today we have to learn the vapor pressure of solutions. We know the vapor pressure. What is the vapor pressure? In 11th standard, in the that is the liquid state, in the state of matter, in liquid state, we have to study these characteristics of the liquid, that is the vapor pressure. Now vapor pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the vapors of that liquid on the surface of that liquid. We know that the vapor pressure of the solution, but here we have to learn the vapor pressure of solutions. But the solutions are of the type liquid in liquids. That means solute is also liquid and solvent is also liquid. Now this vapor pressure of solutions of liquid in liquid, this is very well given by the statement of the Raoult's law. That is the name of the scientist, Raoult's. Now what is here in the Raoult's law? Now consider a binary solution. What is binary solution? Binary solution means only one solute and one solvent. Only two components are there. So it is called as the binary solution. So consider a binary solution of two volatile liquids, A1 and A2. Now these are the suppose two volatile liquid, A1 and A2, and the solution is of these two volatile liquids. Now volatile means at room temperature that liquid directly convert into the vapor state. That means at room temperature liquid is converted into the vapor state. There is no requirement to give the heat to that liquid. They directly convert at room temperature from liquid to vapor state. When the solution is placed in the closed container, when such solution, that is the binary solution of the two components A1 and A2, which are the volatile liquids, are placed in a closed container with the lid. Suppose that container have the lid. Then both the liquid vaporize, as both are volatile. So both liquids are vaporized. If we kept the solution of the both liquids into the closed container, both liquids get vaporized. Eventually what happens? An equilibrium is established between vapor and liquid phases. After some time, what happened? How many number of molecules of the liquid phase go into the vapor phase? Again, that same number of molecule from the vapor phase converts into the liquid phase. That is, the vapor get condensed. That means rate of evaporation and rate of condensation becomes equal. That state is called as the equilibrium state. So eventually, an equilibrium state is established between the vapor and the liquid phases. In vapors, both the components are present. When we check the vapor, in that vapor both components vapors are present. Now the partial pressure of both the components, now the pressure exerted by the vapors of both the components are the partial pressure of component A and partial pressure of component B. That means that is their pressure of A and B. So the partial pressures of both the components are related to their mole fractions. Now both the components A1 and A2 get vaporized, and into that vapors both the components are present, and their partial pressure and mole fractions, are related by the Raoult's law. So what they call? Both the components are related to their mole fractions in the solution, and this relationship is given by the Raoult's law. So what will be in the Raoult's law? Raoult's law is nothing but it is the relationship between the partial vapor pressure of the liquids present in the solution and their mole fraction. So the relationship between the partial vapor pressure and mole fraction is given in the Raoult's law. Raoult's law is nothing but it is the relationship between the partial vapor pressures of the liquids and their mole fraction. Remember student, now this is only into that Raoult's law. Now let us learn the statement of the Raoult's law. That is very important law, always asked into the examination. So what is the Raoult's law? Raoult's law is nothing but it is the relationship between the partial pressure and the mole fraction of that volatile liquids present into the solution. Now let us learn the statement of the Raoult's law, which is very important statement. It states that, Raoult's law states that the partial vapor pressure of any volatile component, the partial vapor pressure of any volatile component of a solution is equal to, the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution is equal to vapor pressure of pure component multiplied by its mole fraction in the solution. Now this is the statement. The partial pressure is equal to the pressure of that pure component multiplied by its mole fraction. Now mathematically how it is, let us learn. Suppose that for a binary solution of two volatile liquids A1 and A2. Now these are the two volatile liquids, the A1 and A2. Then P1 and P2 are their partial vapor pressures. What is P1 and P2? P1 and P2 are the partial vapor pressures, and X1 and H2 are their mole fraction in the solution. X1 and H2 are the mole fraction respectively, and of P1, A1 and A2, and P1 and P2 are their partial pressure. Then according to Raoult's law statement, we can write as the P1, that is the vapor pressure of pure component, is equal to X1 into P01. Partial pressure of the component A1 is equal to X1 into P01. Now what is here P01? P01 is the vapor pressure of pure component. What is in the statement? It states that the partial vapor pressure of any volatile component is equal to the vapor pressure of pure component. Vapor pressure of pure component multiplied by the mole fraction. So this vapor pressure of pure component is equal to partial vapor pressure into, that is the, partial vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction into the vapor pressure of the pure component P01. And also for the A2, P2 is equal to H2 into P02, where P2 is the partial vapor pressure of A2, H2 is the mole fraction, and P02 is the vapor pressure of pure component A2. So where P01 and P02 are the vapor pressure of pure liquids A1 and A2, and this P1 and P2 are what? They are the partial vapor pressure. So what is Raoult's law? Partial vapor pressure of any volatile component is equal to the vapor pressure of the pure component multiplied by its mole fraction. Partial vapor pressure of any component is equal to the vapor pressure of that pure component multiplied by mole fraction. Now these are the mathematical relationship of the Raoult's law. Now, but according to the Dalton's law of vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure, we learned into the 11th standard. What is Dalton's law of partial vapor pressure? The total pressure P of the solution is given as P is equal to P1 plus P2. Now these P1 and P2 are the partial pressure, but when we add them, that becomes the total pressure. So P is equal to P1 plus P2. Now substitute the value of this P1 and P2 in this equation. So P is equal to, what is this P1? X1 into P01 or P01 into X1. We can write this also. So P01 into X1 plus P02 into X2, because P2 is equal to P02 into X2. Now we know that the mole fraction, when we add the mole fraction of the components into the solution, that is always unity. We learn this into the 11th standard, that is the mole fractions are always unity. Now how this equation becomes, let us learn now. Pay attention students on the blackboard. Now this is the that is total pressure. Total pressure P is equal to P1 plus P2. So P is equal to, substitute the value of P1 and P2 into this. P is equal to P01 x1 plus P02 x2. Now this is the equation x. Now we know that the mole fractions, that is x1 and x2 is equal to always 1. Mole fractions are always unity, and therefore x1 is written as x1 is equal to this 1 minus x2. Now this is the value of x1, 1 minus x2. Now substitute this value of x1 in this equation x. So substitute this value in equation x. What we obtain? P is equal to, now this P01 and the value of x1 is 1 minus x2 and plus this P02 x2. Now on solving this, P is equal to P01 into 1 minus P01 x2. Now multiply this P01 by 1 and minus x2, we obtain P01 minus P01 x2 and this P02 x2 as it is. Now what is here also? Now only write this P01 x2 take here, then minus P0 x2 and this plus P01. Why we take in this way? Because these x2 are common. So on taking the common this x2 out of the bracket, P02 minus P01 into x2 plus this P01. Now total pressure is nothing but this is given by P02 minus P01 into x1 plus P01. But the vapor pressure of solute, suppose this P02 is very less, the vapor pressure of solute, then if P02 is, because that is the solute and this is negligible, then what we obtain as P02 is very small, P02 is very small, therefore P is equal to, now this that is, suppose P01 is very small, that is the solute is P01's vapor pressure and P2 is the solvent vapor pressure. So P02 into H2 plus P01, but P01 is very small, so pressure is nothing but, this total pressure is nothing but the vapor pressure of the pure solvent into mole fraction of that of the solvent. In this way the equation will become. Now this is the Raoult's law, students. If you understand very well of this Raoult's law and the numericals on that of the Henry's law we also learned, then you can like, subscribe and share this video to the another 12th science student so that they also understand this Raoult's law, which is very important law. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now this is the Raoult's law.